Okay, my dear students, let's talk about the new chapter for market structure, that is called monopoly market. So first of all, let's focus on the two types of monopoly, pure monopoly versus natural monopoly. So let's have an understanding about it first. First is pure or absolute monopoly. This is a market in which one company has control over the entire market for product, usually because of a barrier to entry such as the technology only available to that company. So there are different barriers into the market due to which one company has control over the entire market for the product. What is natural monopoly? This is an industry where the most efficient production is through a monopoly. An industry wherein one firm can produce a desired output at a lower social cost than two or more firms, that is, there are economies of scale in social cost. What is social cost? Social cost is basically the cost borne by the society, that is called social cost. A natural monopoly situation does not mean that only one firm is providing a particular kind of good or service. Rather, it's the assertion about an industry that multiple firms providing a good for service is less efficient or more costly than would be the case if a single firm provided a good or service. There may or may not be a single supplier in such an industry. So, this is the difference between price or absolute monopoly and natural monopoly. So according to this, in concluding remark, an industry is said to be a natural monopoly or called technical monopoly if only one firm is able to survive in the long run, even in the absence of legal regulations or predatory measures by the monopolist. It is said that this is the result of high fixed costs of entering an industry, which causes long run average cost to decline as output expands, that is, economies of scale in private costs. So, private cost means the cost borne by the private individuals, mean the corporate sector. Economies of scale means if in the long run the output of the firm, with the expansion of output of the firm, if the cost is continuously falling, then we can say that the firm is achieving economies of scale. So, this concept I will make clear in the successive PPTs, okay, of cost. When we go to study the cost chapter, then we will focus on that part. Okay, now let's start monopoly. What is monopoly? Monopoly is a market situation where there is only a single, or you can say sole producer or seller of a product having no close substitutes. It means in the monopoly market there is no competitor because no close substitutes is available. So what are the basic characteristics of this market structure? Kindly assume the situation so that you can better understand. First is single producer or seller of the market. There is only one producer, no other one person is there in the market to compete with him. Number two, no close substitutes of the product because there is no other competitor in the market. That's why no other product for comparison. So there is no close substitute. No competition because no other producer. That's why competition is also zero. Strong barriers to entry into the firm. If someone wants to enter into the industry, so there are some barriers through which other firms cannot enter into the industry. There is also downward sloping AR curve and MR curve, as I have discussed in previous lessons. MR curve lies below AR curve. We always understand the relationship between AR and MR, and we are aware of it. Control over the price. So in case of monopoly market situation, monopolist is the person, or you can say the producer, who is practicing in this market, and he has the control over the price, means he can decide the price of his own product. Now, what are the sources and the causes of monopoly? Why monopoly exists in the market? Number one, because there is a concept of patents or copyright. Whatever person is practicing the monopoly or facing the monopoly situation in the market, first of all he has to go for patents or copyright. Without patents and copyright, you cannot achieve the status of the monopoly in the market. Number two, control over the essential raw material, because there is only one person, so he has the sole control over the total essential raw material that is required for the purpose of production. Grant of franchise by the government provides franchisee, so that the firm who are having the franchisee, that's why they are practicing the monopoly market condition. Economies of scale. Economies of scale exist in case of natural monopoly. Advertising and brand loyalties of the established firm. So advertising brand loyalties are also responsible through which an individual can practice monopoly status in the market, because the customers becomes very much loyal. Yeah, or you can say the customers are very strict to prefer a particular brand, so that they, at any circumstances, at any discount offers, at any price cuts, even they do not prefer to shift their preference of one product to another. So they are very strictly brand preferred, or you can say loyal customers about a particular brand. So that's why this is can be the strong reason for long run survival of a monopolist in the market. So let's focus on, because in other market structures we will also discuss the equilibrium condition. Similarly, in case of short term equilibrium condition, when we talk about monopolist, one condition is MC is equal to MR. So this is the basic condition of equilibrium situation in all the market structures. And second one is MC curve must be rising at the point of equilibrium, or the slope of MC must be greater than the slope of MR. So let's focus on this figure. In this figure, we have two downward sloping straight lines. The first straight line is known as the demand curve, that is known as the average revenue curve, and below this there is one more downward sloping straight line, which is the marginal revenue curve of the firm, right? A yellow curve is U-shaped, that is known as the average cost curve of the firm, and red line is again U-shaped, this is marginal cost curve, and marginal cost curve always intersect average cost curve from its minimum point. So let's focus about the equilibrium situation. Because condition is MC is equal to MR, it means we need to focus on the intersection point of marginal cost and MR. So intersection point is G, so G is the point of equilibrium. When we extend this point G towards x-axis, then we have QM. QM means the output produced by the monopolist, and when we extend this G point in upward direction up to the demand curve at point E, we are having the price level, that is PM, means the price charged by the monopolist. Similarly, we have to find out the whether profit making situation here or loss making situation. So we need to take a difference between average cost and marginal cost. So on this vertical line, we have to focus on the level of average cost and marginal cost, average cost and average revenue. Average revenue lies at point E and average cost lies at point F. So cost is lower than revenue. So whenever revenue is higher than cost, it means the firm will incur profits, right? So this is the vertical line segment is indicating per unit profit. So to find out total profit, we need to multiply the total number of units with this per unit price. So when we multiply, then we have this green color rectangular shaded area, and this shaded area is indicating total profits of the monopolist, right? So in this way we can discuss the profit making situation of the monopolist. But what happens, sometimes the monopolist can also incur losses. Even a monopolist can shut down in the extreme market situations, right? Let's focus on another. So monopolist incurring losses and can also shut down. So let's have focus on this figure. In this figure we have drawn two downward sloping straight lines. Number one, this is average revenue curve, and number two, this is marginal revenue curve, right? Corresponding to this we have drawn different curves here. Number one, this is average cost curve, U-shaped. From this minimum point of AC, MC curve is passing, that is also U-shaped, and this MC curve is intersecting average variable cost curve from its minimum point. Now let's first of all discuss the loss. Why the monopolist incur losses? Because whenever average cost curve lies above AR curve, when AC is greater than AR, because cost is greater than revenue, but obvious, then losses will be there. So let's find out equilibrium situation first. So MC is equal to MR, intersection point is this one, right? At this intersection point, equilibrium situation is there. When we extend this point towards x-axis, then we have level of output. When we extend this line up to AR, then we have the price level, that is denoted by P star, right? But because average cost curve is lying above, so we have to extend this line up to average cost curve, and then we have again one more line that is indicating approximately 300 level of price, right? Now we need to focus, we have to make a comparison between AR and AC over this equilibrium vertical line. So AC is higher than AR, so losses are there. This is per unit loss. When we multiply per unit loss with total number of output, then we have this rectangular shaded portion, and this rectangular shaded portion is indicating the losses out for the monopolies. But in case of losses, we can say that there is a certain limit um, before the monopoly, that how much losses he can bear. It is not compulsory that if the monopolist is incurring some losses, then he will shut down definitely. No, there is a certain situation, and that particular situation is that we need to make a comparison between average variable cost. If the monopolist is not capable enough even to cover average variable cost at this equilibrium situation, we can see the level of AVC. AVC is here. So these losses are, it means the monopolist is covering AVC fully, right? Because revenue is higher than this, it means this much loss is affordable for the monopolist. But if suppose this average revenue line shifts to the limit that it lies below AVC, so in that situation, or you can say the equilibrium point lies at the point where average variable cost becomes greater than average revenue, then in that case the monopolist can shut down, right? Monopoly equilibrium and price elasticity of demand. Never at the point where elasticity of demand lies between 0 and 1 or less than 1, because MR becomes negative. What this point is indicating? This point is indicating that when we talk about the equilibrium situation of a monopolist, what happens? The equilibrium situation always prevails in the line segment of the AR curve that is lying below the midpoint of AR. It means the equilibrium point of monopolist, as the point is indicating, never at the point where ED lies between 0 and 1 or less than 1, because MR becomes negative. So we have to focus on this figure. When we extend this MR curve, it will be negative. So at this point when MR is 0, that is the point corresponding to this, which is the midpoint of average revenue curve. It means below the lower segment of the average revenue curve, at which the value of elasticity is less than 1, then the monopolist will not be performing his production, because in this case MR curve will be negative. So no manufacturer is interested to make his MR as negative. So he can produce up to the limit at which MR can be either positive or 0, but not at the point at which MR is negative. Okay, next is when price elasticity of demand is 1, MR becomes 0, that I have told you. Always at the point where ED lies between 1 and infinity or greater than 1, right? So equilibrium will always be settled down at in the range where elasticity lies between 1 and infinity, right? And that range is the total line segment of MR. This is the range, because at its top point the value of elasticity is infinity. I hope you remember that we have discussed in elasticity chapter. In case of point elasticity method, when you calculate point elasticity here, then the value of elasticity will be infinity, and when will you calculate point elasticity here at the demand curve, at this midpoint, this will be equal to 1. So the range is between 1 and infinity, so the equilibrium will lie between this range in case of a monopolist. Okay, monopoly equilibrium in case of 0 MC at the point of unity elasticity on the demand curve, as I have already told you. Yes, MR, when MR is 0, corresponding to this MR, this will be the midpoint of AR. Okay, so in this segment we are focusing on the point of unitary elasticity on the demand curve, and that is the midpoint of AR, at which value of price elasticity is always equals to 1. Now long run equilibrium of the firm, equilibrium condition is MR becomes equal to MC, right? MC means short run MC or equal to L long run MC. Why we are taking simultaneously short run MC curve and long run MC curve? Because it has been assumed that the plant that has been utilized by the monopolist in the short run, he will also use the same plant in the long run. So that's why while when we talk about equilibrium condition of the monopolies, then we make equality between SMC, LMC and MR. So LAC, long run average cost curve, must also be equal to SAC, because if there is no SAC, then SMC cannot be drawn. So in this figure, side by side, we need to draw short run average cost curve also. SAC must be tangent to LEC, both are touching at each other, and price, or you can say average revenue, must be either greater than or equals to LEC. Why it is greater than or equals to LEC? Because revenue must be either greater than cost or must be either equal to cost. If it will be less than cost, it means the firm will incur losses. So monopolist is never interested to have the losses, right? So we need to focus on these points while studying this market structure, and this is a special kind of market structure, and which is generally compared with the perfectly competitive market structure, right? You can say the live example of monopoly market structure is Indian Railway. Indian Railway is the example of monopoly, because everything is there in the hands of the Indian government, and the price can be decided by the Indian government, and there is no competitor. Nobody is there to compete with Indian Railways, so monopoly can be run, right? So for today, this is the chapter of monopoly, and this chapter is over now. So let's so we will talk about the next lecture in our next video. So till then, goodbye.